What up, folks? I'm trying to share my sweet music. This Stream Beats Lo-Fi. It's apparently supposed to be copyright free, so we'll see if this gets monetized on YouTube. But anyway, I'm just working on my the KCD Discord bot, wanting to add some logging. So yeah, if you want to participate, then you can feel free to join the KCD Discord. Which I guess I'll put it in here, KCD Discord, and go there. I totally ignore the chat here, so yeah, if you chat in here, I will not see it, but I will try to keep the Discord chat up. It's the KCD meetup is what you're looking for if you want to participate in that, and the Zoom link's there, so you can join there if you want to. Yeah, and let me know if the music is annoying. I'm just trying it out for the fun of it, so I'm not just listening to nothing. And yeah, as I was getting started, I thought I'd want to update some of my stuff, but I just realized that yeah, Redent is a native ESM module, and I'm not ready to consume those yet. I'm still using Jest, and I haven't configured things to work. And I'm not sure what changed with .env, so I'm going to take a look at that really quick. Just like to update things occasionally. I know I don't really like those bots that automatically update things, because that is super annoying. Because like I'm not actively using this thing. I don't want to actively keep all the dependencies updated or whatever. Like I'll update those things when I'm ready to use this thing again. So anyway, looks like in version 9 they dropped support for Node v8, which is fine. In 10, it doesn't look like they had breaking changes. So I mean, unless maybe they considered that a breaking change, I'm not sure. Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and say we're good to update that, but I do not want to update Redent, and I'm sure that this types update is fine too. So let's go to Redent in here. Let's back it down to 3.0s, and we'll install those things and commit those as an update here. Commit, update, deps. Okay, so I expect this to be like pretty simple. I just added a new channel to the Discord called bot logs that only moderators can see. And I'm just going to add a little utility to make it really easy to for the bot to send a message to that. We'll probably put a try catch around it. If it fails, then we're not going to stop the operation from happening. It's just logs after all. But yeah, we already have a couple of utilities like this, and so this will probably be pretty quick. So send bot message reply is the utility, and this gets the bot's channel, and it will send a message here. So we'll just put this right next to that. Add bot log, yeah, or bot log, sure. Message, or let's see, yeah, it's just the yeah, message, be a string. And pretty much I'm not going to add all the logging everywhere. I just want to add the utility, and then we can add logging as needed. We are going to need the guild, all these utilities except the guild. So and then our channel is called bot logs. And oh yeah, this guild is going to need a type. There we go. And then we can just do all of our checking here to make TypeScript happy and actually prevent actual crashes. We look at this and we're like, oh, that'll never cause a problem, but no, it happens. Okay, so if there's not a bots channel, we just won't do anything. And in fact, yeah, let's just do a try catch around all this stuff. And here we'll do console error message or stack. And this is complaining because this needs a known, and then, oh man, I hate this so much. In fact, I think I got in my clipboard get error message. Oh man, is it in there? Get error message? No, rats. Okay, fine, here. It's not a long thing, but I don't want to use up brain cells thinking about how to implement this. So we're just going to grab it here. Get error message. Oh yeah, I was in the middle of a big thing when I did this. I need to finish that refactor. Okay, but we're just going to borrow that really quick. And actually, let's do error stack, because I want to get the stack trace. Yeah, if that error happens to be a string, then we'll just return the error. That's unlikely to ever really be the case, but and we'll pass the error. Here we go. Okay, and maybe we'll put in here unable to log message. Trying to think if this could ever fail. I think we'll probably be okay. Okay, cool. So now we just need to say bots channel send. Yeah, well, and just send a message, I think. That's it. This is complaining because it's a promise. And this is a fire and forget, so we'll just avoid that thing. We don't care about it. Fire and forget. Who cares if it fails? Actually, you know what? Yeah, we are gonna do a catch. Wait a second. Okay, yeah, they have a strange promise or something. Ignore. Yeah. I'm in the wrong channel. There we go. Yep, that's fine. I'm surprised that it's not complaining about this, but I think it was all it was complaining about was you're not handling the potential error. So we're just gonna do that. Yeah, okay, cool. Pretty sure that'll work. So now let's just go down here, stick it right there. And then we gotta come up with a good place to do our first log. And I think probably on startup would be a good time to log. Yeah, probably right here. So let's bring in import from utils. We'll get the send or bot log. And we'll just log the message. Oh, you know what? We need this to not be async. Yeah, so that I don't have to worry about handling the promise or whatever. And that actually works out because we're ignoring that promise anyway. So yeah, okay. So bot logged in and ready to go. Yep, that's good. Why is this complaining? Oops. Oh, right, I gotta send the guild. Where's my guild? Client. Guilds. Rats. Yeah, so maybe it's set up. Each one of these takes the client. Yeah, and then they. Yeah, none of these actually look for the KCD guild. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we always derive the guild from where the message was received. I don't think there's only one exception to this, and that's the example where we do say get the KCD guild. Let's see, client guilds. And it's just in the example. Oh wait, deduping channel posts. Oh right, yeah, we do that here. All right. Yeah, let's. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna leave the bot log thing the way that it is, and require that the guild is passed. Yeah, and we'll just, in certain places, we'll get the guild. I'm not going to abstract this yet because that encourages people to use the abstraction, and I'd prefer people to use other mechanisms for getting the guild. So we'll just stick with this. Yeah, if guild. And we're going to actually move setup up here. Great. Okay, cool. So now we're going to run. Let's see. Oops. We look at our example. I think I could just let's just do this. I don't think this will be a problem unless somebody is onboarding right now, which they're not. So let's just try this. Well, I don't want the node EV. Okay, we'll just do node dist, see what happens. Oh, right. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with this, with testing this. We'll just deploy this. I'm pretty sure it'll work. So, I mean, I could test it if I wanted to, but I'm pretty positive this is gonna be fine. So commit, add bot log. And this will deploy in about 6 minutes or so. And then we should see a bot log. And then we'll be able to add bot logs all over the place where it makes sense, especially in cleanup, like when new members join and when people are kicked because they didn't have or answer the questions, or maybe even if somebody is having trouble with the bot or something, we could lock something here. I don't know. Some interesting things we could do with this, but for now, let's just get it working. Now we're validating this is going to run, type checking, linting, tests, and the build. We got the build done, tests are done, or going, type checking is going. I think it's done. Yeah, exited with code 0. Linting finished. Still running those tests. Yeah, let's see, where else would I want the log to go? I really think onboarding is a great spot for it. And actually, you know what? We don't have a place for new members. So we have people who can give their introductions. Hello, friends. But we don't have Yeah. When in lots of servers, you have like this thing where they can say, this person just joined, hooray. And we don't do that in part because they don't actually join until they finish. I wonder if it'd probably be too noisy to do something like that. Yeah, probably. I mean, I guess the bot could just in introductions be like, welcome so-and-so. Yeah, maybe we should do that. That's separate from the bot logging thing. Yeah, I don't know. That might be noisy. Anyway, I should at least log that in here. Log when a user joins or when when they don't complete the onboarding. So let's go to the cleanup, and we'll grab bot log. And anytime we say kick, and then we've got our guild and kicking. Here, let's see. I wonder if we just make, because we've got member.kick. Oh, I thought we did that in a couple places. I guess that's the only place where we do that. I suppose that makes sense. I thought that when we deleted the channel, we also kicked the member, but I guess we delete the channel and then the member gets kicked just because of this logic here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, we'll just, say kicking member, oops. Okay, that's probably a sensible thing. Hey, logged in, ready to go, sweet. Fire. Nice. Yeah, that's good stuff. All right, cool. So we've got kicking the member out and then probably deleting the channel. Delete welcome channel. Oh, we do kick in that deletion part. Okay, that makes sense. So this will actually make more sense to say kicking member. And let's give more details. Kicking unconfirmed member with no welcome channel. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. Okay, great. So then let's say bot log and bring this in from utils. And oh, we gotta pass the guild. And that guild comes from the channel. And we'll say, what is the reason? Deleting onboarding channel and kicking member. Every one of these results in a kick, I believe, if there is a member. So if member is unconfirmed and there's a member, otherwise if there's a member and they are confirmed, then we're just deleting the channel. That's right. Okay, so we're not necessarily kicking. Yeah, all right. Otherwise we do, yeah, we don't do anything. Yeah, so if there is no member, then I guess we don't do anything, which makes sense. All right, so deleting onboarding channel and kicking member. Reason, and instead of member, we'll say member. There we go. Yep, and then otherwise, this is if they've finished the onboarding. I don't think that we need to do anything there when we delete the onboarding channel. That doesn't seem to make any logical sense. We pretty much just want to know when somebody didn't finish. I think that would be a good thing to log, but most people finish, and I don't think we need to be notified of that. But I would like to be notified of when somebody joins. So if we come over to, let's see, handle new member. Bring in bot log over here, and the guild can come from the member. New member just joined, creating onboarding channel. And we don't need that. We'll just say member just joined. Yep. I could do that at the end, and then I could include the channel. Suppose I could do that. We could just leave it right there, and then we'd say member onboarding channel created, and channel. Is that what we're, yep, that's what it's called. Yep, that seems reasonable. Another good one is probably the commands, just any command. Like, do I need to know or log whenever somebody tries to look for a blog post or sends a GIF? I don't know. What do you think? Rupert, do you have any? Should we just go crazy on the logs?
So if you're doing it for KIFs, maybe just on if a given KIF can't be found.
Yeah.
Maybe only
so
log
like
the error cases.
Errors. Yeah, that's a good point. So I'm thinking about maybe doing this generically. So here in our commands, or actually no, I think it'd be in the index here. We could just do a try catch around things, but I think each command handles its own errors and will send an error message. So that probably, yeah, that doesn't make sense. We need to do it on an individual basis. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine. It's better to not try and be all generic up front. We can abstract later if we decide there's something obvious we could do. Private chat is probably one where it would make a lot of sense to do this. So when we create a channel, and people should know that, and I think we mentioned that, yeah, KCD Discord server owners and admins can see the chat. So it's not actually private. The fact that they're chatting privately is not actually private. It's just only for them and not the entire server, basically. So I don't mind logging about this. I actually think it'd be good to be notified when somebody makes a private chat channel. So I think we'll do a log here. Bot log guild private chat created by a member for yeah, just borrow this. And we'll bring, whoops. Oh, come on, you know where that's from. Fine.
Couldn't get it because you had a typo.
Aha. Lot. There we go. Okay, sweet. So private chat created by so-and-so for this person, and we'll put in the channel. It may or may not exist. It gets deleted pretty quick, but at least we'll have it available there if we want it. Okay, and that's probably all we really care about here. It probably would be good to, yeah, we actually have no error handling there. Maybe it would be good to just have like a try catch around the command function when it's called here. Command function is always going to return a promise. And this is not an async function. So let's just add a catch right here. And we'll say, do I probably want I kind of want to log or console.error the stack trace, and then I'd want to, well, that'll go to rollbar. I actually have rollbar set up for this. Do I need the bot to log that a command failed? Yeah, sure. But I wouldn't want to log the stack trace. We can go to rollbar for that. So I'm going to go to our utils module here, and we're going to make a duplicate function here, get error message. And we're going to export both of these. My goodness, I never know where to put stuff when I have so many of these. It's just like, I don't know. Does it matter? Nope, probably doesn't matter. So get error stack. And then we'll say bot log command for message failed. Ooh, I'm gonna need not the what is that serialized to? I don't know, but we want a link to the message. We have a get message link. Yep, there it is. Yeah, you know what? Part of me is thinking that bot log should accept a function, and I can try catch that function. So if any errors happen in creating the message, then we just ignore those two. But no, we'll just, yeah, maybe I'll. I'm gonna make that change. Yep, we're gonna do that. As inconvenient as that would be, I think we're better off doing that. So bot log. So this is now a function that returns a string. The function accepts no arguments. I can't give you anything that you can't get yourself. And we'll just call it to get what we're going to be sending. And we put everything in a try catch. And we, yeah, and then we say unable to log message. The challenge here is, you know what? Let's call this a message function, and then we'll try catch around that message equals message function. And then we'll just have a different thing, console error, unable to get message for bot log. And then we'll say get error stack for that error, which is unknown. I need to fix my try catch snippet so that it automatically types it as unknown. Kind of feels silly that they allow you to specify the type when this is an error to specify it as anything other than unknown. I guess you can also specify it as any, so they give you the choice. That sort of makes sense. Okay, so now we have just the message. This is complaining because I forgot to do a return. Okay, cool. So now I'm able to say by this point, it wasn't getting the message that was the problem. It was something else. We had some other problem. And actually, you know what? Let's not just ignore it. Let's console log that too. So what really are we catching at this point? Not much. Getting text channel, this will not fail. Yeah, because this get channel. Yeah, this is very unlikely to fail. I'd be very surprised if that could ever fail. So we're not really catching anything at all. So I'm going to move all this around a bit. And we'll just put this right in there. Yeah, that is better. And now this is complaining because message has implicit any. Yep, there we go. And then, you know what? Let's move this to the top. If there's not a bots channel, let's not even bother doing anything. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great. You know what? We're gonna. The problem with getting the error stack right here is that it is, because this is asynchronous, we're gonna miss the caller. So I'm gonna get the caller stack, new error, oops, caller stack. And we'll put that right here. Now we'll be able to see not only the stack which contains where the error was thrown, which is probably going to be library code, but we'll also see the stack trace for whoever called bot log. So we'll know exactly where that came from, which might be helpful, might not, who knows. But in any case, we have plenty of information now at this point. Okay, cool. So now we got to go find all of the places where I busted typing, because now it requires that I pass a function, which is, it looks a lot worse than it is. Yeah. Okay. I should have watch mode enabled right here, but I think we have got it almost. I think the only thing I have left is the start. There. All right, should be back to green there. Almost. There we go. Okay, cool. Now we're very unlikely to crash anything when calling bot log. Last thing you want is your logging to crash your server. That would be really unfortunate. That happened to PayPal, actually. That was fun. We were logging the request object. Whoops. Yeah, so don't want that to happen. Okay, sweet. So we've got the private thing. We've got new members joining. We've got cleanup for kicking unconfirmed members with no welcome channel. Feel like we, yeah, let's see what else. There's one situation that I sometimes observe in the onboarding where somebody types help, and I want that to ping me. That's not really a bot log thing. Maybe it is. Yeah, it could be a bot log thing. The reason I want it to ping me is because I'm the only one who has access to onboarding channels, and I want that to stay that way. I don't want people worried that moderators are going to have access to the info that they provide. But yeah, that's not Yeah, it could ping me in the log. That seems like a reasonable place to put it. Or actually, we have an admin room. That's probably where I'll have it happen. So that's a separate feature. Okay, let's see what else. Yeah, I guess we could do something with the KIFs here. Let me make sure. No watch. Is that how you do that? I can't remember. No watch. I think that's a KCD scripts feature. Yeah, it would be nice to know if KIFs had a problem. Oh, can't find. Yeah, that makes sense. We've got to go to our test setup and add bot logs. No, where are we? Setup ENV? Nope. Test details? Yes. Okay. We're looking for create channels. There we go. I feel like this is ripe for abstraction. So let's make a fun function, create channel, client, guild, okay, this thing. So every single one of those is doing basically the exact same thing. And actually, you know what? Let's just move this right in there. So we don't need the client in the guild, and we just need the name. Let's call this create guild channel, just to make sure that's going into the guild. Okay. Channel. Yeah. Name. Right, sweet. So then we can say create guild channel, talk to bots. And actually, hold on a second. I don't think, oh, right. We returned these. We have not saved ourselves a lot, but I guess we save ourselves a little bit. So it's probably still worth it. So this will return the channel. And this is complaining because this has not been typed. Create guild channel, talk to bots. There we go. And get rid of that. I do that so I get the little red underline for the ones that aren't actually being used. So I can say, oh, okay, talk to bots channel. Well, we've done that one. General channel, though, is being used. Oh, no, it's, oh, that's interesting. We are not actually returning all of these. Yeah, all right, whatever. I think I forgot to await this. Yep.
Would it make sense to just have a list of channel names and
Yeah,
then map and reduce over that list?
I thought about that. And maybe we could do that. The reason that I need to not just do an array of the channel names is because I need to have the property here. So there is going to be a little, and I could probably get a little creative and make that still work. But yeah, I think we'll just not be creative, and we'll just say create guild channel. Whoops. On all of these. Oh, and it looks like we are going to need some additional options. I can't remember what this is called. Yeah, options. And it looks like, huh, that's interesting. You know what? Haha, params of type of guild channels. Oh, that's funny. At 0 or 1, except not the string. There we go. Why is this? What? Params, isn't that a thing? Or is it argue or params? What is the TypeScript params generic?
I think it's arguments.
Arguments. That could be it. Yeah, arguments. Maybe. Mm,
Not bad.
yeah, I can't remember what it's called. Parameters? Probably parameters. Parameters. There it is. That makes sense. There we go. And yeah, I sure wish there was a way to say this takes all the same arguments that this other thing does. But yeah. We'll just go with string there. Okay, so
which two arguments did you want to be the same?
Both of these. I want to be able to say that this function takes the same arguments that this function does. I could do actually. You know what? I could just do args. Whoops. And then this could be parameters. This might work because I don't actually need those. And then we just say, yep, that'll work. I actually don't need those values anyway. This is complaining though because it expected 2 but got 1. So we're gonna do what is it? Partial. That's not gonna work. Nope. No. I need to be able to say, because args is now typed as an array of those two things, and I need those to be undefined or like potentially undefined. What is that? There's a generic for this. I can't remember. So we're gonna actually just back out of that.
Is it not just partial?
Yeah, I tried partial, and that now it's complaining because name could be undefined, and name is actually required. So it's too much work.
You could do partial and intersect name as required, but that gets really messy.
Yeah, yeah. At some point, it's like, maybe we'll just go back to the simpler version. Yeah, and this is good enough for me. It's fine. Okay, so this is, and we got to make options optional. There we go. And now, what is this complaining about? That's interesting. It's totally cool if I don't pass any options. Yeah, options is optional right there. Well, that's kind of annoying. And then this is complaining because channel is never, because yeah, this is not working. Nope, no dice. That's a bummer. And if we provide that, what if we do this? Then we don't.
So from the overloads, it's only optional if the type is text.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, if you click through to the type def. So only one of the overloads has its optional, and it's if the type is text, but then the type is optional as well, which I'm not really quite sure how they connect to each other.
Yeah, okay. All right, this is okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'll say options, otherwise we'll pass this object, and that object, empty object, means that we're in this one. And so we're in the optional one. So if you don't pass an options, then we're in the we fall into the optional category because we're passing an object that doesn't have any properties. And that's why that works. So we're gonna go with that. And that simulates exactly what we're trying to accomplish anyway. So that works out. Thanks for researching that. Okay, sweet. So now I think we might be able to multiple cursor magic our way out of this nonsense. Get rid of all those extra lines. And then we can say, put this inside of that object. Ah, rats. Not quite. I messed that up. Oh well. Okay. And then I missed one, the meetup channel. So just move that one in here. Somewhere down there. And we can get rid of those and get rid of those. We made this marginally better. just a tiny bit better.
You know, if awaits in sequence like that, do they block one after the other?
Yeah, they will block. It was blocking before. So it's still not great. And maybe it's slow. I'm not sure how bad it is. You know, it just occurred to me that we're not actually using the client at all. Were we using the client before? I don't think so. Let's look at our setup.
I've got the repo checked out from last week, and it just isn't used in that function.
Yeah, sweet. So let's just go. This is only called in one place. We don't need to pass the client. It may have been used in the past, but yeah, I don't think it's used anymore. Okay, I feel like there was something else I was going to do. Oh, bots only. That used to be a channel. It's no longer a channel. So we'll just call this one our bot log. I feel like there was something else I was going to do here. Yeah, I can't remember.
The channel name is bot logs, plural.
Thank you. Yes, that would have caused a problem. Yeah, actually, let's just go with no watch again. Let's run it once. Yeah, there was something I was going to do here, but now I've totally forgot. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing all of this in sequence. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's time this, how long it takes to do this. This, creating channels. Let's just try that. See how long it takes to do that. Yeah, we're talking like sometimes kind of long. All right, well, let's leave that there and we'll see what happens if we try to parallelize this. So we just remove all these and now it's a bunch of promises. And then we'll say, let's see, what's the easiest way to do this? We need to turn that into
object.entries.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
thinking too. A promise all on the values.
So key and then promise. And so then we'd say new ret. We'll rename all this. This might make TypeScript not happy though. We could do actually record key of ret and then channel. Why is that complaining? Oh, typo, yeah. This is going to be a big waste of time. I can already sense it. This is not simpler at all, and it will not be a whole lot faster either. But just for the fun of it, here we'll say, yeah, and actually I don't like the way I'm writing this either. And then we'll await promise all promises. Why is this complaining? Oh, right, because it, yeah, fine. Array of promise of unknown. We don't care what it is. Okay, and then we'll say promise, then new ret key equals, wait. Yeah, the result. Why are you complaining now? Because this is undefined, so T Discord channel and void. Yeah, all right. Oh, and key. Why is it, what? So this is a string. Well, that means object.entries is not awesome. Anyway.
Oh, no, this is like a known problem with TypeScript, because even if you get the type of the object, because at runtime, you could have added any other string as a key, the key of type can't guarantee that the key is actually what you think it should be.
Yeah,
it could still be any string, because at runtime you could have added any string.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, well, I mean, this is non-trivial. It's 10 times faster to do something about this. Boy, sure hate. I never noticed before.
What if it wasn't in that object to begin with? What if you just had an array of pairs of strings? You need pairs of strings for the like key name and the value you're going to use.
And
then if you're mapping over an array of tuples, then you don't need to worry about, like, because I feel like the difficulty here is in pulling apart the object and putting it back together. But what if you just never had the object in the first place?
So it's just an array of tuples of
yeah, and then you're just mapping over an array of tuples.
Yeah, we could do that. And then the mapping, yeah, it would map to a promise, and then we promised all that. And then the result would be just an object of channels. Yeah, we could. All right, just for the fun of it, and because it's 10 times faster, and in some cases 100 times. It's not that slow. I'm being nerd sniped right now, but we're gonna do this because I think it's interesting and fun. So let's do this. So here's our channels, and yeah, we'll have our general. I just want to type this out. We'll multiple cursor this thing. The second one is going to need to be an array, because sometimes we need to specify options. The only option we ever specify is whether the type is a category or something. So I'm wondering if maybe we could have two separate ones. That's like create all the text channels, create all the category channels. But no, we'll just make it an array as a second thing here. And then that's just all the arguments you pass along. And so then the type for this would be an array of arrays, where the first is the, that's an arbitrary string. And then the second is another array where it's a string, and then this parameter, yada, yada, yada thing. Or undefined. Whew. Yeesh.
Can you do that second array like that? I think for tuple, you just need square brackets.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. And
that's why it's complaining about there being two types in your char.
Yeah. And the same thing here.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, okay. So then if I console log the channels, now it's not mad. Okay, and this is complaining because it requires 2. So does that mean I had to do undefined? That's not cool. So I need a tuple where the second one is optional.
The second could be an object, having a string and then an optional options.
Oh, yes. Well, so we could do, yeah, we could do this actually. There we go. That'll do it. So it's either a string with some options or, and let's get rid of that undefined, or it's just an array that's a string. That'll work. And let's let's switch the way we're doing this so that it's more sensible to the default. Why is that complaining now?
I think you got the or in the wrong place.
Yes, I
believe
you're right.
Brackets aren't quite right.
Yeah, where's... Oh, right. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Sweet. All right. So then we will say channels, map those channels over to our our key and the args. And here we actually don't need the function anymore, so we've abstracted it already. And this will be name and options, and that should be string. And yep, sweet. And this is complaining because who knows why, but we'll figure that out in a second. Let's make this async. And this is, yeah, probably complaining because this one's complaining. Yeah, that's familiar. So, oh, right. Or an object. There we go. And then this key is going to be an important piece of all this. Let's see. So what we're going to map this, and we could just map it to a new array that has the key and the channel. At that point, I feel like we should just turn this into reduce. No, wait. Because we need to map this to promises. So here's our, here, let's call this channels config. That's kind of stupid. We'll come up with something better later. Channels array. And then here's our channels. That's this object. And we're going to reduce channels. I'll have to check whether I like reduce better than just a for loop. So we'll just see. Here's our, we call this the memo or the accumulator. I always like that better. And this is the key and the channel. Okay. This is complaining because I haven't typed any of this stuff. I'm pretty sure I'm going to like the for of better. So say key and channel of our channels array. Channels. Okay, and this is going to be a record where the key is, this is going to be interesting. So it's going to be the type of channels config. All right, suppose it could be, no, we need to keep track of that key. I'm thinking about too many things at once. Let's finish this channels array thing. So this is going to need to return the key and the channel. All right, and so then this is going to be a record with I need to get all of the first element of each array within the channels array as the key for this record. So it's going to need to be type of channels array no. I don't know how to do that. How do I get a type that is okay? Let's move back here really quick, and we're gonna go to the TypeScript playground. We'll say const array is 1, 2. So I need to get a type that is keys type of array.
You could try and infer.
How?
I've never actually used it.
Yeah.
But the one example I've ever seen involved extracting the type from within an array's generic. Like,
well, I have no experience with infer.
It's something like, you know, your type extends array element, infer element, and then you return the element or something like that. I can't remember the exact syntax.
Yeah. Let's see. Infer keyword. All right, fine. We'll go to the dev community. Why not? Or this random blog post I accidentally clicked on. Infer R. Whatever R is supposed to be.
Yeah, so that then is returning the type R, where R was the generic inside the promise. And so if you replace promise with array there, it would be the same sort of example.
Okay, so, okay. All right, so if we'd say, I'm not sure I get it. So it's array.
So you need to extend an array type and then infer the inner.
Type array. Or, yeah. Nope. I don't know how to do this. Well, that'd be a fun one to figure out. Let's see if there's another way to do that. What if instead it was still an object, but the value was the arguments to the create guild channel thing? So if we did this like that. So now it's a record. Actually, we wouldn't need to specify this type at all. We wouldn't want to because we need the general channel. Unless we, well, this is where we bring in our good friend, the constrained identity function. All of this will very possibly get removed when I decide that this is too much work. But for right now, it's kind of interesting. So here's our constrained identity function. So we can specify, here, let's do create, or let's type create our channel args. And then this is channels config. And this is create channels config. So then there we go. Okay, sweet. So now channels config can be let's see. We could do a for loop and then just void the promise so we don't have to wait for it. But we do want to call promise.all to wait for all of these promises. So it's easier to make it an array. And actually, that's why we went the array route in the first place. That's right. Boy, sure don't like this. I mean, this works if we can figure out how to make it not so annoyed.
You could make it partial of that record.
Oh,
but it's kind of frustrating because you know that by the end it won't be partial.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just to get over the fact that it temporarily is during the loop and at the beginning.
Yeah. This is one of those situations where you're like, to the outside world, all you need to know is that this thing is all of these things. And inside of myself, I will make certain that's the case. And that's where you just disable TypeScript for that.
You could just make it any old object and then do an as cast at the end.
Yeah.
Like if you're confident that your code is correct and that you can just make the assertion on that type.
Yeah.
But it's not pretty.
Yeah, I sure hate that. But I don't like using as, but yeah, you're totally right. I'm surprised how challenging this is. I did not expect this to be so challenging. Yeah, this is actually one thing that I found in working with TypeScript is the most challenging thing is going back and forth between arrays and objects and mutating data like this. That's always where the spot where you're like, I'm gonna have to do some TypeScript trickery. And it's a good idea to first wonder, maybe I'm doing things wrong. But at some point you're like, nope, I'm doing things right. It's just complicated what I'm doing. And TypeScript just isn't quite smart enough. Okay, well, so of all of these things, which do I dislike the least? I could go back to the original, which was very simple. Or I could go to this, which is way faster. And frankly, we have enough tests and we run this enough where these 50 millisecond things actually do add up in running the tests. And I don't want to have to wait, even though it runs in parallel. So, but yeah, I mean, it's not just once for every test file. It's every time we call create channels, which is basically every single test we'll do this. So I think that it's worthwhile making this optimization. And so, yeah, given that, the approach that I dislike the least is probably this one, where I get to call create guild channel and I don't have to do this wonky array stuff. So we're gonna go back to this and we'll make this work. Here, let's keep that time in place. And I think what we're gonna do is let's do this as a partial for now. And actually this is gonna be, what should we call this instead of ret? This should be channels. I think that makes the most sense. We'll call this type channels object, whatever. Or channels record. There we go. And then this is going to be a parcel channels record. And then here we'll say, nope, it's actually a channels record. Please don't hate me. Okay. Now this is complaining because it's an unsafe reference to variable. Yes, because that variable doesn't exist anymore. There we go. And now it's saying, oh, right, because this key is anything. Oh, huh, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's the object entries.
Oh, right, you mentioned
Which
that.
again, yeah, object entry keys are always a string.
Yeah.
I really wish they weren't, but it's just the way it is.
Like, what if I said, here, let's call this our channel promises. Yeah, let's see. I mean, I could do another cast. Or let's see. I kind of don't think that TypeScript is this smart, but let's just give it the benefit of the doubt. And we'll say, oh, you know what? I've got it. I've got an idea. What if we did object.keys? Does that, no, probably still the same thing for the same reason. Yeah, it's still going to be a string. Okay, no, I had an idea. And now it's gone. Wait a second.
You need the keys to be specifically typed? Like,
no, they don't.
What
like
goes wrong if you just have record of string?
Yeah, we can just do. Well, so by the end of it, I do want it to be a record of string const whatever, so I can do dot and get that autocomplete. So by the end, it does need to be that, but we probably could just make this a record of string and Discord channel, and then get rid of that channels record type. That would work. Yeah, that's the solution I dislike the least. All right, so now should still be like 2 milliseconds each call. Yeah, while streaming, it's always going to be pretty slow. So maybe I should have timed it without streaming, because maybe I just optimized from like 6 milliseconds to 1. Yay! Good job. But in any case, that was fun and interesting. So we're gonna just stick with this. I don't feel too bad about this. Yeah. At the end of the day, we now have. You know what? I bet there's a pretty reasonable package on npm that allows me to say to take an object of promises and convert it to an object of the resolve values of all those things and have those all resolve all at once. There's got to be a package already for that. But heck, if I'm going to install that, we'll just go with this. This works. That's all that it is. It's right there. That's the whole thing. You can abstract that and publish that. Anyway, that was fun. Now we have verified that our tests do pass with this new bot logger, which is great. So moving on. Let's see, what else do I want to log with the bot? We've got cleanup on the channels. When we delete the channel, we have the reasons. I think, yeah, onboarding is good. Yeah, private chat is good. Yeah, we could probably add like anywhere that I have a .error call. Yeah, the roll bar stuff. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that probably will never actually be a problem. Famous last words. Mention user. Yeah, some of these are pretty generic stuff. The KIFs. This actually I would like to know about. If there's an error getting KIFs from GitHub, I want to know so I can fix it. And I'm getting roll bar errors, but let's log it. So we're bot log. Oh, and check this out. Now we can say get error message on that error and add that. Sweet, that's much better. Okay, so bot log on the guild with the error. I just realized that I'm basically going to be providing the same error that I'm calling rollbar.error with, so it's like the same thing. It's kind of annoying. Minus the error message thing. Oh well. Okay, let's grab bot log, and we've got our guild. Oh, this is a problem. We don't have a way to get the guild from here. We don't even have the client right here. Oh, an interesting thing here is I'm not returning an object. We should return an object so it doesn't crash. I guess that get KIF info is going to need to pass along the guild. Yep, we'll just pass the guild. That's fine. Actually, you know what? Message. Yep, this will be a T Discord. Guild message, or what is it? Is it just a message? I think so. And then we want to get a link to the message. Get message link. Bring that in. Trouble getting the getting KIFs from GitHub for this message. There we go. And guild will come from the message. And that's complaining because it could be null. Yeah, that is a problem. The situation where guild could be null is if the message is in a DM. So yeah, what do you do? Okay, that should be good. So let's just go all these places and pass the message, which means we're going to need a message passed to here. And there's our message right there. Okay. Yes, okay, that makes sense. And we'll bot log right here also. No, rats, where is this? Here, let's do this. Two KIFs have the same alias. And this is complaining because that needs to be a function. Okie dokie. All right. Anyway, this is kind of fun, but I think I need to move on to the rest of my life because it's almost 5. So let's, yeah, let's just commit this and we'll watch it deploy. Commit, add some log or bot logs.
Before you go, I just tried to put together that function you were describing that might exist in an npm package.
Oh, cool.
Um,
You're gonna put it in the meetup channel?
Yeah, I was wondering where best to paste it.
Yeah, KCD meetup.
Okay. I've not tested it, so it might be garbage. But,
okay. Yeah, it seems like it could be useful for this particular case, so I don't have to worry about all of the TypeScript hackery.
It's got one cast in it, but I know the cast isn't necessary. It's just a TypeScript thing. I have to convince it that I pull apart the key array and the value array, and then later I have to zip them back together. And I know that those arrays are the same length, but because TypeScript doesn't know that, I have to convince it that the value I'm accessing isn't undefined because it doesn't know whether I'm going off the end of the array.
That makes sense. I have never seen this trick before, and I love it. That's awesome. That's very clever.
So you unzip the keys and values, await all the values, and then zip them back together.
Do you mind if I use that as my 3 minutes with Kent today? I don't know.
I'd love that. Yeah. I'd feel honored.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I've done the filter Boolean trick. I do that all the time. I love that. But reduce object assign. Yeah, that's awesome.
Oh, that bit. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
It's a nice little hack. I generally try to keep my reduce functions as simple as possible, and the object assign. If I can get my reduce to being the object assign, which you almost always can, it reads so nicely to me.
Yeah.
You just make sure that your map immediately before returns some key value object.
Yeah.
And then just like logically, it makes it so easy to read and understand, I find.
Yeah, it's basically turn this this tuple into an object. Yeah, it's beautiful. I love that. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot that's even a thing. I've been doing that for a while now, but it's just become sort of muscle memory to do that.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah, that's very cool. I bet if you tweet this out, this little tip, I will retweet it, and it will put a bunch of fire emoji on it. No, just kidding.
I should show you, because whenever I review code, and one of my favorite things reviewing code is pointing out ways to make MapReduce easier to read, and that's like one of the tips I give. But I know that some people don't like that object assign because it can look a bit too magic, a bit too short. So sometimes I'm just typing out the alternative that's exactly the same. So this won't take a second.
Just do like a Lambda function that returns object assign.
It's like that. That's exactly the same.
Yep, totally.
So whenever I recommend it in PR, I'm always just like, hey, and if you don't like this one bit, just use this instead, because most people are more familiar with the spread operator.
Yeah.
I have a feeling though, and I genuinely should test this, I have a feeling that object assign is actually more performant because it's mutating an object, whereas the spread, you're spreading two objects and then creating a new object. And that spread, I'm like, surely that's an enumeration.
Yeah.
Object assign is literally just you're mutating that one key onto the existing accumulator.
Yeah, I wonder because the browser does some pretty wild things when it sees code and it's like, oh, I can optimize that. So yeah, that would be an interesting one to dive into for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely something I should test to find out whether it actually does make a difference. Or because I don't know whether spread is actually a full enumeration or whether it's doing something smarter than that.
Okay, so I think I messed something up with the way that the types changed on that utility function. So dang it. No, it's a test utils. There we go. So somehow channels, it got to be a string. That's interesting. How did that keys? Oh, that's a type. Yeah. Why is that record being expanded to a string.
Is there a explicit return type on this function?
No. Yeah, okay. The problem is, and I wouldn't be able to put an explicit return type anyway, because the channels are defined within the function, and I want to derive that. So, yeah, so this is saying, hey, we'd have to convert it to unknown first, because we actually know what it is. Channels is a record of string. So then we're back to this. And then it's like, wait a second, this channels is an empty object. So then we'd say, okay, partial then. Oh, whoops. Hold on a second. I messed this up. Channel promises, yep. Channels. Okay. Yeah. Wait a second. Did I change something? No, it's still a string. Okay. So the cast is not actually, it's saying, oh, you know what? Channels actually is basically this thing. It's just also more. And so therefore I will say that it is, it's more. So if I want to, I have to say unknown first. And now channels, well, here, let's look at what this is saying. It returns promise of channels. Yeah. So if I don't do the unknown first, then it's going to say, let's do that. Okay. No, there's something. Yeah. Something else is kind of strange about this that it doesn't like. Yeah. Why is this complaining now? Hold on a second. Oh. What was it before? What was the type? Go to test utils. This isn't going to tell me the type, but. Oh, yes. Okay. So all that I can do with my abstraction is say that this is a bunch of channels. And this can just say, well, it's going to be one of these things. But before, it was very specific about what type of channel it was. Huh. Dang it. Okay, so what I could do is I could make create text channel, create category channel, and that would fix it. And that's an okay solution. And here, let's get rid of the guild thing altogether. So here, create text, oops, create text channel. And then we'll have a create category channel. And yeah, and then actually let's create channel. And that's where the guts of all this goes. But then for this, we can say it returns a promise that resolves to a T Discord category channel. And actually, we don't even need the options. Who cares? Yeah, we don't need those options. Type category. Yep, and same for this. You just don't pass anything. And we know that it's a text channel. And we know that's a category. Yep. Sweet. And so then we just return create channel with the name and the type category. And that's complaining for some reason. We'll see why in a second. Yeah, so it's unsure what could come back because this is unclear. Well, fine. We'll duplicate that logic. It's not much. And now for these categories, we can dump that. Oops. And we'll separate them. Here we go. So now, let's see what happens now. Oh, oh,
You're
right.
still explicitly making the record have channel type. You could make it text or category, I guess.
Yeah, that probably would fix it actually. But I want it to be, I know what it is. So, yeah, I just need to say, hey, the type I return is this object, except all the promises are resolved. That's what I need. So I could probably make a little generic type that does that infers the value out of the promise generic. If I was good at TypeScript.
So when I was making that little function just a moment ago, an assumption I had to make is that every promise was the same type. Because otherwise your generic would need, if they could all be different, your generic would have to have like a different symbol for all of the possible things they could resolve to.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I feel like there should be a way to say, well, we've got the type of key of channel promises. I feel like there should be a way to say, or key of type of, those advanced types that are like key of, or type of channel promises. Is that, I don't know how this works. I think partial does something like this. Partial. Yeah, so if we look at that, it does P in whatever, yada, 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 this thing. I don't know why the partial has this optional and this or undefined thing. That's unclear to me. But yeah, so we go for each type in the object, key of T, and then T at that. But we know that T extends, or is, that it is a promise, extends promise of an unknown type. And now we just want to infer, wait, no. This extends a record.
T is the type of the whole object. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So it extends a record. And so P is going to be the value. Infer promise P. Nope, that's probably not it. I don't know how to use infer. Wait. No. So this is going to be a promise.
I think you have to infer in the extends statement.
Oh.
And then. Oh. So where you've got unknown, try like infer result or something.
Result.
and then you could put result in the output. But I think this is hitting the same problem where you're going to end up with only one value for all of them, or one type for all of them.
Bummer.
Yeah, I don't think it's a nice way to do like inferring over a collection and keeping like the ordering and matching and things.
Yeah. Part of me feels like the constrained identity. Constrained. What? CIF should totally bring that. I've got a bug. I feel like there's something we could use this. No, because at the end of the day, each one of these is just going to be the most wide version of what they all are. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we'd probably be able to get away with saying that they're all category channel or text channels. So channel type category or text channel. And now yeah, because category channel is not going to work. Okay. So instead of default channels, we need this is such a fascinating problem, because it would be really easy to go back and just say, okay, let's just await them all. There just is no way for this to work. Yeah.
So I've forgotten the full implications of what I'm about to say, but I think this is what contravariance and covariance is to do with, which is this really noodly concept I never fully understood. But it's to do with...
I've heard those words before.
Yeah, it's something to do with when you put types into a collection and then try and get them out of a collection, there's certain there's some sort of lossiness to that process. And not just because our tools aren't smart enough, just like as a theoretical concept, there's just not a way you can do it that is, I don't know, mathematically or logically coherent. But it was many, many years ago that I last ever thought about that, and I can't remember how it works.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess it's sort of comforting to know that I'm not just struggling with this because I'm finding it hard, but actually because maybe it's mathematically impossible. It just feels like it should be possible. I should be able to say, take the so we know all of the key values, and so go find the type of the value that is on the other side of this object and grab the generic out of the promise. Like, we know that they're all promises. They all have a value there. Grab me the type that's resolved to. I just feel like that's got to be possible. But nope, that would not do it. Okay, so I've got a hack that I think would work. I think this would work. I mean, so what I could do is I could say as category channel. And first we'd have to say as unknown. So I'm cheating. But I don't want to have to do that. Like, who wants to do that? Not me. Nope. Never mind. That's stupid. But it would work. And then inside of the function, I treat it like it's a promise. But everywhere else, they don't have to worry about it being a promise. It's just what it resolves to. That's, nope. Dang it. Wow, this is unfortunate. I wonder if, what happens if I say category promises, and then this, and we say all. And if we add as const, maybe that might help. And now this should have all of those, yeah. And so then it's clearly defined. Where was I going with that? I can't remember. What was I going to do? Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to do with that. Ooh, oh, yeah. So I was going to use your utility, the await object thing, and now they all are the same type. And then I can squish them back together when I return it, and that type should be correct. So let me just, I'm going to copy your utility here.
This comes with a caveat though that you'll get the broad type rather than specific
Yeah,
types.
yeah, but because all of these are promises that resolve to text channels, and all of these are promises that resolve.
Oh, right. Yeah. If you've already done that separation, then that's fine.
And then I can combine them at the end. So then the trick there is I'll have two separate objects that are awaiting. But if I could promise all those, here, let's do this. Category channels and text channels. Promise.all. And we're going to await that. Await object for our categories. And this is complaining because I think I need to, wait a second. Oh, yeah, I think the resulting object is not going to have my keys. So we'll need, yeah, because
yeah, I assume record of key strings. There might be a smarter way to do that. I'm not sure. But then because we're using object.entries, it's the same problem again. Object.entries will always give you string keys rather than anything more specific.
Whew. And there's, because the fact that this is generic, there's no way for me to, well, here, I wonder if we can do keys. And we can't, can we infer that? Like, should that not infer? Yeah, there it is. It infers that. Okay, so that's neat. So this is complaining because Symbol iterator is missing. Promise. Oh, it's unnecessary. Why is it unnecessary? Oh, because this needs to be an array. It's unnecessary for now, but it won't. Thank you, Maple Leaf. It's unnecessary for now, but it is now necessary. There we go. Takes a village to get me to code. All right, sweet. So now category channels. Ah, no. It is a string. I thought that I had outsmarted it, but here it says it's going to return a promise. It's not giving me the more details just because it wants to be dumb. Let's see.
Oh, I might have got something.
Yeah.
I'm just going to dump some unedited stuff in the chat channel because it solves one possible issue.
I think I actually have something also.
So when you're playing around with the partial to try and, yeah, I tried baking infer into the partial type to pull out the result of a promise, and I think this works.
Yeah.
The fact that I have to do the or never on the inference means that all the resulting values come back as optional, but it does correctly keep the keys and, like, pairwise keep the correct resolve type on each one.
Well, so my solution was to add an as with the record and the key and then the resolve type. So where would you put the unpromise? Is that inside of the await object?
Or would I don't know. I was distracted for a while trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, that's right. I think
the key point though is that it means that it preserves the difference in types from one value to the next.
So what I could do then is I could say my channels as unpromise the channel promises, or the type of channel.
Promise. Actually, if you just delete the question mark, you don't get undefined in the types. I left in part of the partial.
Yeah.
I've edited it in Discord, but yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so now an unpromise of, promise string, promise number, you'll just get string number.
Okay.
It keeps them all separate. That's the first time I've ever used infer.
Yeah, that's bad. So
it feels powerful. I still don't quite get it, but
unfortunately, what I'm getting here is it's still saying records. Oh, that's because I initialize it to be record string. But if I say this is type of key of channels, or key of type of, that makes sense. Channel promises. So now channels is that, and it's going to complain about something, but yeah, we unpromise the channel promises, which in our case, they're all, yeah, these are all text channels. So it should be telling me that it's all text channels, channel type, text channel. Here, let's do, actually, you know what? Wait a second. As unknown first, because we don't care about its actual value. For goodness sake. I just need to see what it is. So this is saying that it is, yeah, so it's working. And so my guess is, yeah, if I look at the return value of this function, yeah, it has that. Yeah, that's cool. So it's showing me all the unpromised stuff, but I'm pretty sure that type is correct. So then the biggest challenge will be Okay, sorry. I'm gonna put a pause on the unpromised thing because I am halfway thinking about this await object thing too.
Yeah, that's fine. It's mostly just me playing around with infer.
Yeah, this is cool. I may use that in the future. Oh, and Darius just shared something too. Oh, very good. Thank you, Darius, for that. Okay, so I think that if we, from here, we can just return category channels and text channels. And if we, yeah, we'll just comment all this stuff out for a sec. Then the return value here should be a promise that returns those objects. Yeah. Boom. That actually does it. And that I actually like it a lot better than all the other solutions. The only thing that's not awesome about this is you have to be very specific about the type that each of these are, and you can only await. I wonder if there's a way to make await object do what I'm doing so that they don't all have to be exactly the same type. I don't think that there is actually. Maybe a combination with this unpromised thing, actually. Maybe. What if we did, instead of resolved type, unknown, and then it could be unpromise promises, or type of promises at the key. That's probably not going to like that. Wait, no, and actually it doesn't really matter right there. Just leave that as it is because we're casting right here anyway. So promise. Well, so okay, so unpromise takes a whole object. I just want well, no, I do want the whole object. Yeah. So this would be unpromise of the promises. Oh, but that's the type. Okay. So then category channels. Rats. It says the type is unknown. Yeah, so if I did category channels I am getting autocomplete for this, but then it has no idea what it is. Yeah, bummer. Yeah, infer result. Okay. So we've got the keys inferred. We need to be able to infer the promise type, which we did before, but then they all have to be the same. I want to get yeah, rats. All right, I gotta give up because it's already past 5:30. Resolved value. All right, let's back up. It's all typed now. Okay, so the unpromised thing is cool and would be useful maybe in a different setting, but here's what we're going to be stuck with, and this works. This does work. Coming back over here. Okay, so maybe it works. This is a linting. problem. Seems strange that we would get to this, this new linting error. But I feel like at the end result, the return value here is the same. Okay, so Darius has a idea. Huh. I think that my editor just needs to be reloaded because linting in the terminal says everything's hunky-dory, which is good. Okay, so I think we're in a good spot, but I'm going to try what Darius is suggesting here. So we've got promises extends. Here, I'm going to comment this out just in case this ends up not working. Promises extends key string promise unknown. Okay, and then promises is of that type. And then the return value is, which I may actually just have to cast this. I'll probably have to cast it. We'll see if we can avoid that. But okay, and key of promises, await promises, okay. And this await you have right there. I'll grab that. Okay. So the return value, it's who knows how to read that, but hey, that's looking good. All right. Okay, so what happens if we blow this away now? Oh, snap, it works. Sweet. All right, so then we can combine these and we can actually just return that whole thing all together. Yeah, sweet. All right, so let's see if I can understand what you put in here. So King, I never know what to call you, Darius. I say King Daro, Maple Leaf. Yeah, the idea is accepting the type of the arg as is, then transform it to the end result after the fact. Yeah, totally. So, yeah, this await generic right here. That's pretty cool. T extends promise infer, and then you get the value. Okay, I'm gonna have to change this though. These are going to need to be longer than just a single character, just out of principle. But we've got our type, and if it extends a promise, then we'll infer the value of that promise. Otherwise, we'll await it because we want to deal with nested promises. All like this is flat promise, which is cool. That's cool. And then await object. We're going to take promises, and we're going to say that this is an object. And I could rewrite this to, if I'm not mistaken, I could say record, because I like records, string promise unknown. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I should be able to do that without any repercussions on our types, so long as I get the syntax right. What did I mess up? What did I, no, what is this? Isn't this the same thing as a record?
You needed one more angle bracket on what you had. This actually, yeah, you get 3 closing brackets in a row.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah.
Man, that is a disaster, but there we go. So I'm going to go with the record, I think. Let me just double check. This is still doing, yeah, sweet. Okay, so we have a record of strings and promises. And then at the end of it all, and actually, hold on a second. Let's see if we can do this. No, it's not happy with that. We are going to have to cast, but I don't care about casting in utilities like this, that's fine. Oh, and I don't need promise all. Why don't I need promise all? Oh, yeah, you're right. Woo! Yeah, that's beautiful. Yes, yes, this is great. Okay, so at the end of it all, once we've done our regular JavaScript nonsense, we are left with a type that is not narrow enough. It says it's a string and the promise is unknown. Who knows what that is? So we're going to narrow it by telling TypeScript we know what we're talking about, a promise, no pun intended, and we're going to say that this is actually an object that has the key in key of promises, and then we're going to get unpromise, basically. We'll unpromise the type out of promises at that key. That was the thing I was missing right there, was how to grab the value of a type. For some reason, I just couldn't get that, but that works. Yeah, beautiful. Ah, yes. Somebody open source this thing. That's cool. I mean, it has maybe limited utility, I guess, but I'll remember this as a really useful utility for my particular use case. So yeah, that's awesome. And now I wonder if I can get away with, no, I probably can't. I need to have these two functions be separate. Yeah, and it probably is better. We're probably better off having these two functions be separate anyway. I mean, I could probably make a create channel with a overload, which is basically the same thing that they have. What I could do, actually, I think I might like this better. Let's do this. So here we're going to have our channels. And then for of channels, object entries. We'll return our channels when we're done. We'll say, we'll do this thing. That's the whole reason that I have this little function in the first place. This is complaining because, oh, right, we want values. Yeah, sweet. And then I can actually, for all these categories, we'll say type category, and then the rest of them are fine. And whoops, then we'll say guild channels create, and then, yeah, in fact, we were doing it for this one. I forgot to update that one. Channels create, and this one too. You got to spell it right. Doesn't work if you don't spell it right. And then we can ditch this nonsense. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to look at this diff. This is so much better. And it's not even all that, like, I mean, this bit is a little tricky, but it does what it says. It does what you think it does, even if you don't understand how it does it. So, I mean, there's arguments against keeping this for that reason, I guess, but I like it. I think it's great. Okay, yeah, and I'm pretty sure that'll work. We're getting back our categories and our text channels. Oh, man, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks, friends. This was fun. Yeah, this is really cool. Let's just make
power of teamwork.
Yes, that's right. So let's make sure that we can run our tech checking and everything is happy. I wish all my tools were built on Go, like ESBuild, so that this would just be like, boom, and it's all done. It took 6 seconds to compile 41 files of Babel. I mean, I'm streaming, so my computer is not as fast, but man, it was 11 minutes ago that I said that we had to be done because I was leaving to hang out with my family. Now I gotta go. I really gotta go. But this is working. Everything passed. Did type checking happen? Yeah, type checking worked. Sweet. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Commit, add bot logs, and do some awesome stuff with await object until Yeah, I gotta Rupert and Darius, I need your GitHub usernames because I want to credit you in the commit.
I'm Fildon, Fildon. Fil.
Oh, yep.
No H.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, perfect.
And let me see if I can find. I can't remember, Darius, if you've contributed. I know you've contributed to many of my repos. I just can't remember which ones. Looks like not the bot. I think you've done some of the React fundamentals. Okay, he's typing now. It's Maple Leaf. Nice. There we go. Well, let's push that up. And I'm going to have to leave before I find out if this deploys properly. But I'll be able to look at the bot logs and see that it did, hopefully. And actually, let's get you. I think, Rupert, you're already on the Discord bot, all contributors.
Yep.
Stuff.
Got a PR in last weekend, I think.
Yeah,
Which
that
was
was good. For the gratitude stuff. Man,
Yeah.
thank you for doing that. That was awesome.
Ah, you're welcome. Look at that. Gratitude right there.
Yeah. Add Darius. I don't know if I spelled your name right there, but I'm going to just make this issue to talk to the bot really quick. Ideas and code. Actually, technically it was test code, so that's sort of test too, but yeah. Okay, sweet. We'll just get this merged really quick. This will actually cancel the deploy, so we'll have to wait. Let me just pull that. All right, this was super fun. Thanks so much. This was great. Really frustrating for a little bit, but look at this now. Boom! All just scrunched down into very clear, I think it's clear, stuff. So anytime you want to just have an object of stuff and they don't depend on each other, so you can launch all the promises all at once, then await object. Wow, that's so awesome. Ah, I love that. This is so great. All right, thanks for hanging out. This is fun. And we'll see you all